Welcome back. Well, as I said at the beginning of the show tonight, our kids are under attack, folks, by the radical left. Whether it's the forced vaccines we informed you about that could be coming, to their gender identity. The liberal Democrats want to take your parental rights away from you. They think they know what's best for your kids. Case in point, they're pushed to allow underage children to begin this grotesque transitioning from their natural born, scientifically proven, God-given gender to the opposite. It's wrong, it's sick, and it's none of the government's damn business. But it's not just liberals in power that are pushing this mutilation onto our children, and that's what it is. Again, go ahead and take that soundbite, Daily Beast, the rest of you left-leaning, I'll censor myself, and post all you like about me, call me whatever phobia you want. If you're 18 and adult in this country and you want to start cutting genitalia off, that's your choice. Don't groom my kids to it. Don't influence them to do it. That's what we're pissed off about. Now again, let me get back to the script here. It's not just big government, it's also woke companies. They're jumping on the bandwagon too, attempting to normalize this abnormal behavior. In fact, ladies, if you're watching, please listen up. Ulta Beauty, one of the biggest cosmetic companies in our country, is facing some major criticism from real women. Why? Because they decided to publish a video. This is an interview between two men, but the topic of the interview discussion back and forth is motherhood and girlhood. One of the men identifies as transgender. He truly believes he's transitioned into a woman. The video, titled "The Beauty of Girlhood," was hosted by gender fluid hairstylist David Lopez, who I believe you'll see on the left with the beard, and the man who thinks he's a woman, Dylan Mulvaney. We're going to play some of this video so you can hear and see for yourselves the absolute absurdity. And while you're watching this, I'd like you to think about, just put a young girl in your mind. Maybe it's your own daughter. Somebody between 10 and 14. They're young, they're hormonal, they're going through all these changes, they're wanting to maybe put makeup on and get beautiful, whatever it may be. And then they watch something like this. They're already confused about beauty, about being body shamed, about everything on social media and bullying at school and all the nonsense teenage girls have to go through. Then you confuse the hell out of them with something like this.
The beauty really is, it's the potential. I don't think beauty for me is like an end goal or like a one thing, you know, a one look or a one specific moment. I know I can still be a performer. I know that I want to have a family. I want to be a mom one day, and I absolutely can. And that's why...
Stop. I can't. I know you had a few more seconds. Sorry, guys in the back. You can't be a mom. You're not a mother. You're not a woman. Stop this. I'm so tired of it. I can't anymore. I really cannot. As I said earlier, this began with Democrats, and it starts at the top, elected leaders, radical progressives pushing this onto our children. Virginia Democrat delegate Elizabeth Guzman announcing plans to introduce a bill in the Virginia legislature where parents could face a felony or a misdemeanor charge if they do not affirm their child's, let me reiterate, their child, underage minor, sexual orientation or gender identity and use proper pronouns. So you see, it starts with the liberal radical Democrats. This wacko in this bill is trying to say that parents can go to jail or pay a fine, be a criminal, if I don't tell my 12-year-old girl that she's a boy because one day she comes up and says, I'm going to be a boy? Are you kidding me? The bill is in response to recent guidelines released by the state's Department of Education saying that sports teams will be based on biological sex. Thank you, Governor. See, that's what happens when you elect based, conservative Christians to be your governor, your lieutenant governor. But when you got wackos in your state house, this is what happens. Now again, with this proposed legislation, parents charged under this statute could face a felony charge, meaning they could lose custody of their kids. Guzman says that she plans to introduce the bill in direct response to the new state policies proposed by Governor Youngkin last month. Folks, come on. And it doesn't end with the politicians or big business acting all woke. This insanity is trickling down into our communities and our neighborhoods. Folks, I don't care what size the city you live in or what state, red, blue, or purple, it's happening near you. I guarantee it. The left's attack on our children is something we all need to be concerned with. We need to take a stand and fight back. Just keep it simple. Tell them, keep your damn hands off our kids. It's that easy. Don't worry about any people giving you grief, somebody at work, a family member, social media. Stop it. Who cares? Is it more important to keep our kids safe, or is it more important not to have your ego hurt because someone said something mean to you on social media? You're the adult. Call this crap out, please, for our kids. Recently, some angry parents in Southern California protested outside of the Encinitas Union School District offices over a school board who actually put out, I cannot believe this, a flyer for an all-ages Halloween bash. But here's the part. It's a drag show for kids. The flyer was promoting an event called Queer Fest for youth and families, which featured a Boo Bash drag show. It boasted that the event is the queerest free Halloween party for kids of all ages and families. It includes games, trick-or-treating, and yes, a family-friendly drag show. Because, you know, nothing says family time with your kids, 10, 11, 12 years old, than some man dressed up as a woman with a thong on, shaking their junk in front of your kid. Yeah. Even more shockingly, the event was sponsored by a gay bar. And here's the key. A gender reassignment surgery center. Of course it was. It's big business, you see, to cut off genitalia and then take care of these people as they transition and they become adults and they need meds for the rest of their lives. They make money. Parents became alarmed when the flyer was posted by the district on Peach Jar. This is an app that allows community groups to submit events to the school board for promotional consideration. So you see, the school board had to approve it too. They approved it, they sent it to parents, and then parents got PO'd. Thank goodness. Our next guest is a mama bear who's had enough. Brittany Mayer, who goes by Rooted Wings on social media. You might follow her. You should if you don't. She's been fighting back against the attack on our kids for quite some time now. She was at that school board meeting, gave a very passionate speech that every parent needs to hear.
You, a little school district board of adults, made the decision to feature an event to hypersexualize young children. Do you want to know that the word that defines that? It's groomer. You all played the activist pimp for an Align Surgical Center and for a 21 plus gay bar. It makes you groomers and activist pimps, and we won't have those sitting on a school board who oversees the education of our children.
Joining us now, the founder of Rooted Wings, Brittany Mayer. Brittany, welcome back to the program. First and foremost, thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone, out of the box, out of the norms, not worrying about what society might say to you or about you, especially online, like so many adults care about today, and speaking up for our kids. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Brittany,
Dan,
it's been
what
a bit.
a fire intro. I just got to say, I just listened to your whole intro. I'm like, if all America would speak like you just spoke, we would stem the tide. It's what we need. So thank you so much for that intro.
Well, I'm a dad. I have a 15-year-old now as of last week, and it's driving me crazy that I can't do more. I mean, I have a small platform here where I try to get the messaging out. I go to my child's school board meeting like you've been going to school board meetings, and that's about what I can do, and I'm going to vote for the right people. But other than that, yes, we all, whether you have a platform or not, I don't care if you talk to one parent today or if you talk to tens of thousands like you and I are doing, Brittany, we have to keep the messaging because it's what it is. Our kids are being groomed, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. 100%. And we need to start calling it for what it is and not being scared. I think that we are the product of censorship culture, which has taught us to not say the forbidden words, and to our demise. This is the trap that we've fallen into, because now you slap a family friendly label on something and you're not allowed to call it what it is, which is grooming, which is activist pimping. And we need to get back to the language that speaks clearly into this evil and calls it what it is. Saul Alinsky has a book, Rules for Radicals, and he says that he who controls the language controls the masses. And we've fallen into the trap of letting them control our language and being too afraid to call it as it is. And it's time to change. It's time to step up.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard people like Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton refer to Saul Alinsky, who you just mentioned? So we know where they get their playbook from radical Marxists. And that's exactly it. If you control the press, the media, what people read in the schools, on the TV, on social media, you will brainwash, you will poison, as I said, an entire generation, an entire people. And they've already done it. We're seeing it. I want to show you and the viewers a clip, Brittany. I think you've already seen it. You may have already posted it. Because we're talking about this boo bash that's taking place in Encinitas, California. But as I said, these pop-up drag shows and these disgusting things done in front of little minor kids, elementary, middle school age, it's happening everywhere. Even in Plano, Texas. And for you Texans, you know Plano is a suburb of Dallas that's considered very conservative. Watch this video and you tell me, as they advertise it, is this a kid-friendly drag show? And I'm not censoring the words, so don't send me an email and complain about the profanity, because this is what parents took their kids and subjected them to. Watch this garbage. The point. They got the point. Sorry for all the P words, but you saw the parents.
I just want to ask,
what
can I ask the viewers, is that grooming? Is that the red flag that you need? Do you see it now? Can you call it what it is?
Thank you.
Can you see that this is absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, grooming our children? It's absolute perversion.
Look at that little princess in white right behind that drag queen. Look at her.
Look at her face.
And the parents are laughing about it.
Adult in there who sat through that and didn't stand up and didn't walk out and didn't shut this thing down.
Yeah.
It's because we're weak. It is time to get brave parents. This is absolute insanity, and it is going to ruin the next generation.
Oh, it's already ruined the current one. Hey, Plano police, I'm calling you out. How about child abuse on those parents right there? Find out who that little girl is, and I'd like to see some misdemeanor charges for child abuse. Since you got wackos in Virginia wanting to charge folks like you and me, Britt, if we won't call our kids the gender they want to be called while they're minors. I mean, again, it starts at the top. This crap is in D.C., it's in the state houses, it's in your school board, it's in your PTA. It's everywhere now. It's mainstream, and we have to stomp it out.
Yeah, and the question is, are you more afraid of the name calling or the threats, or are you more afraid about what's happening to our country in real time? And you need to figure it out. And then if you are quiet, you are complicit in the evil. It is time to get loud and use brave words. That's it. It's not rocket science. You need to decide if you're afraid of the name calling or you're afraid of the future of our country.
You got it. Founder of Rooted Wings, Brittany Mayer. Follow her online. Support her because she's out there speaking up for all of us, folks. And you should be doing the same.
Can I throw one thing at you?
Of course you can.
I want to know if you're going to be at Freedom Revival in San Diego. This is the answer to the problem. Freedom Revival, October 29th in San Diego. It is going to be a huge conservative revival. We have amazing speakers and there are going to be vendors. But this is a way to come and to be inspired to stand up. So I hope that you're going to come. I'm begging you, please, please come. We want to see you there. And everyone else who's watching, you are invited to this free, amazing event on October 29th, which happens to be the same day as the Boo Bash. So let's make a statement.
Nice timing. Let's make a statement. I will check the schedule. You're calling me out on television, so I'm going to do my best to free open the schedule and make it there, Brittany. Thank you so much for speaking up.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Dan.